valueless.
Yes.
And we would be at the whim of not military invasion, but an economic invasion.
Getting ready for martial law. Are you ready for this? Here we go. In written judgment, it talks about merging military forces, and then it talks about the dollar loses its power. I'll get right to the dollar loses its power because of time. The season of intense technology shall be upon the land. You will see military forces merging in an attempt to gather more strength. Nations that you never thought would come into power would enter into a mutual agreement, and you will see my hand separate the wheat from the tares. Prepare. The dollar will lose its power, and you will behold another currency taking root within the hands of Americans. And this change will be blamed upon the economic collapse of the monetary system. This change shall happen in the moment, in the twinkling of a greedy eye, saith the Lord. Once those that manipulated the monetary system get their plan approved, you will see new money surface within the hands of the citizens of this nation. The day of privacy will be eliminated off the planet, and new technology will chart the movement of men and women, and it will be the season of the unveiling of great secrets.
Wow, sounds like the bailout to me.
Well, no, it's not the bailout. It's fascism. You're talking about the decline of the dollar. You're talking about technology that will monitor and document the movements and words and thoughts of people.
And new money. New money.
The Amero.
Wow.
The Amero, which is already foreseen and named. Okay, we've already had. There are people that believe the return of the Holy Roman Empire was the institution of the euro to replace the national currencies of Europe.
Wow.
Okay, that's already happened.
And the book, Bishop, is called what again?
Written Judgments.
Where can they get the book if they're interested?
They can go to bishopjordan.com. It's self-published. I mean, you can see why a publisher don't want to take a hold of this book here years ago and put this out, because it sounds like it sounds crazy. But looking at it today, now people are starting to take a serious look.
I'm a student of history, and I've been on this economic thing, as the audience knows. I've been telling people for years that something was coming. Let me ask you this. I think that what you have foreseen is important enough, just like St. Peter had to go to Rome and confront the powers of the Roman Empire to try to save the world. I think you have to go to Washington, D.C. and open up a ministry in the streets so that people hear you and that you are confronting the powers that be, because everyone needs to read a book called The Temple about the Federal Reserve and the third eye that is on the dollar bill. I think that we cannot go for the okie doke, because as unemployment rises, the competition for jobs and everything else will bring increased racial tensions. I believe this to the bone, that this is getting ready to come. While everybody's talking about Obama and the post-racialist society, we are being set up to go for the okie doke, and this is Harlem ain't Jonestown.
Right.
I think you have to go to Washington, Prophet.
Well, let me ask you this question. You're talking about the new money. Would that new money be in the form of like a card that people would be given? Because you're talking about tracking people. They would be given a card and take money from, I guess, some reserve or something like that. You would be allotted a certain amount, and if to get this money, you would put a card in, and they know how much you took out.
No, I'm not going to jump in and answer for the Prophet, but it's going to be currency. Money is currency. The only thing other than paper that exists as currency is gold and silver coins. Gold is currency. All right, you are going to have a dollar. The Amero, just like in Europe, you have the euro. 15 years ago, nobody would have believed that 17 nations would get together and make their own national currency subservient to the euro. For a country to give up the ascendancy and the hegemony of a currency is one of the last sovereign things of last vestiges of sovereignty.
Thanks for letting him answer, though.
Appreciate that. Now,
I love the cut man.
now we have to take a break.
Well, he can talk when we come back.
Yes, we shall.
My man.
We'll take a break and come right back with the prophet, Bishop E. Bernard Jordan, right here on the Week in Review. Don't go away. And welcome back to the Week in Review right here on KISS FM. I'm Bob Slade, along with Judge Bob Pickett, Cutman, Charles W. Etheridge III, the undercover brother, the flame-throwing Peter Noel.
A prophet without honor.
And we're talking to the prophet, Bishop E. Bernard Jordan, who is the founder and pastor, senior pastor of the Zoe Ministries. The brother has been dropping some pearls on us, pearls of wisdom. Some people will say, well, man, he's jiving. What's he talking about? None of this stuff is true. So other folks are taking it seriously. The cut man says he has
Man, I started telling y'all when the market was 14,000.
Mm-hmm. Well,
I told you when gold was $230.
Well, let me ask you this. Some folks believe, Bishop Jordan, that the rapture is coming. 2010, they're saying. It's going to happen 2010. No. And what do you say to that?
We'll be around here for a long time.
For the butt whipping we getting ready to get.
We'll be around here.
It's not gonna. So the next 2 years, we're safe, huh?
Yeah.
From that,
number one, the church is not going up until they grow up.
Hey, I like that.
Now tell folks what you mean by that.
Before
wait a minute. I just want him to explain that, please.
Because when Jesus comes back, he's coming back for a mature body, not an infant. And the body of Christ has got to mature in so many areas. And until the church become mature, the church is going to remain here on the planet.
So until the ministry gives up being on the milk,
That's
mother's
right.
milk,
they got to get on the meat.
Until they get off sucking that titty, ain't nothing going to change.
You got it.
Well,
no one can say it like that, man.
Well, that seems to be that's going to take forever.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah.
You know, milk does dry up and go bad and under the right conditions.
Mm-hmm.
The thing I'd like to ask the prophet, do you see anything that is, going to limit the amount of information that is available to black people, whether it's black magazines, black radio, black talk shows? Do you see any encumbrance here?
Yes.